going to start out this one with a shout out to a new vlogger by the name of Philly Frank. How you doing, Philly Frank? Mike Kaylee 7 here. So, I'm riding home, actually not home, to the doctor's supply place. I had an operation last week. A small operation, not really even an operation. I'll explain, because I am Captain Sharing Too Much. That would be my Indian name. Sharing too much. Shares too much. That would be my Indian name. So what is the issue that I'm talking about? I had an operation for a condition that I've mentioned in the past. It's called lichen sclerosis. Lichen sclerosis is a disease that primarily affects women. It affects the skin. It is an autoimmune problem, pathology, that causes scarring to form on the skin, and no one knows why it happens. There is no known cause, and there is no cure. Some people it just goes away, other people it stays. So there's lichen sclerosis in men. It used to be called balanitis xerotica obliterans, but now they've just said it's the same disease, so it's lichen sclerosis. And the way it affects men and women both primarily is in the genital area. With women, they end up losing their vulva, their labia. It's pretty horrible from the scarring. Men, it typically affects men who have not been circumcised. So circumcision is generally a good treatment for it, because the foreskin is what gets all scarred up and inflexible. However, in my case, I've already been circumcised. See, there you know, now you know too much about me. Yeah, you're going to have to wait there, Scion guy. So, what was I saying? Oh, yes. What happened to me was my pee hole started hurting 12 years ago. By the 2006 period of time, I had so much pain in my pee hole area from erections and peeing that I went to a doctor. He took one look at it and said, yeah, it's lichen sclerosis. Put this cream on it, you'll be fine. So I put this steroidal cream, very mild steroidal cream on it, and the problem went away. I had like a whiteness around the pee-pee hole. The skin was kind of whitish. Well, that went away. My pee-pee hole started looking normal again. But then I started feeling this itching inside my stuff, inside my junk, inside my hose. The itching would be agony of pain, like broken glass in there every time I peed. Turns out the lichen sclerosis was now heading to where the cream couldn't get to it. And deeper and deeper it went, to about, I'd say about 2 or 3 inches in. So I went to the doctor again a couple of years ago, and he put a scope on there. He put a scope down my pee hole. The pee hole was so narrow, it was agony, and I ended up kicking the nurse without knowing it. He said, well, it just looks really constricted, it doesn't look inflamed. Like, well, okay, whatever. So I started injecting cream in there, But that wasn't working because the cream kept coming back out and the narrowness, and so I finally stopped using the cream. So screw it, I'm not using this cream anymore. Well, it got even worse. Narrowness and stuff makes it so that I can't even hardly pee. Agony, 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 agony. Beyond you can't even imagine. Every single time I pee, like broken glass inside of me. It's just excruciating every time I pee, every day, 7 days a week. So I finally couldn't take it anymore, and I went to the doctor to get what I hoped would be some good news instead of the bad news of we need to do major surgery, because I know what that entails. I've already done the research. Major surgery would include splitting me down the middle like a banana, taking scrapings from my mouth, inside my mouth, called oral mucosa, putting those scrapings into my urethra, sewing me back up and hoping everything starts to work normally again. Meanwhile, just because I need to pee, they redirect my urethra from my bladder down behind my nuts, so I pee out behind my nuts while this thing is healing. Many men have had this operation 2 or 3 times because it doesn't take, and then they end up saying, just let me pee behind the nuts from now on, and I don't care anymore. And you can still have sex apparently, because you can still get a stiffy, you just orgasm up behind your nuts, which is just horrible, and I didn't want that. So I went to the doctor, and hoping he wouldn't say that's what I'd have to do. And I said, look, I don't want to do that. I said, what do you want to do? I said, well, what are my options? So he told me, how about this? You need to get that cream in there. So we'll widen it back out. We'll widen it for you to be like a normal hose, and then you can get that cream in there better. Make sure you get that cream in there. I said, all right, well, let me give that a try. So I can do it right now. I said, not if you want to live. You're going to knock me out because it's going to hurt. He said, oh no, I'll put some numbing solution. No. You're going to knock me out. So I went and spent all this money to have him knock me out, and he widened it out. He took a good look in there, and he took a biopsy. He's supposed to find out, you know, how that's going. He suspects it's going to stay lichen sclerosis. So, and then I got out of the doctor's office after I woke up, and I went to the bathroom for the first time because I had that bag in there. They put a bladder bag, you know, a catheter, and they stick it all the way in your bladder, and you can't take it out because it's got a balloon in there. When you pee, it just goes automatically into the bag, which I loved because I didn't have to worry about peeing for a long time. That was so awesome. So, finally get that bag out. And I go to pee for the first time on my own, thinking, oh God, this is going to hurt. And I swear to God, I have not peed like that in over a decade. It was like the hose, you know how your hose attachment, your little gun on your hose? You can kind of set it to jet and full. When you set it to full, all that gush that comes out, that's what's coming out of me now. Like, yes! I'm just happy to pee without pain. I'm happy to pee without that pressure. It doesn't take me 10 minutes anymore. It takes me 10 seconds. It is a miracle of modern medicine that I'm able to pee now. But bad news is I got to stick a catheter in there at least twice a day with cream to keep it wide. Otherwise it'll shrink back up again and I won't be able to pee without agony. So that's what I'm coming here to the Family Medical Supply for, so that I can get a big catheter and ram that inside my dick. Oh, Lord. Anyway, if you have similar problems and you never said anything to anybody about it, that is why I share. Public awareness, folks. All right. See you in a bit.